There we go. Now we should have sound. I got everything set up perfectly except turning the microphone on, so. Is that better? Ah, good, 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 good. Yeah, I was gonna. I said what I said when I had no sound is I'm still trying to figure out the timer. I want to be able to put an advance notice on when I'm going live. I still haven't been able to figure out the timer thing though, so I'm going to work on that. I'll work on that this week and see if I can get that working for next week. So, yeah. So how's everybody tonight? I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a good Boxing Day and maybe took advantage of some good Boxing Day deals. Hopefully. Where are my tweezers? I got so much set up here tonight. I actually blew a fuse for the first time. There's so much going on. What I thought what I would do for tonight is just set it up. I'm a little disappointed. I was going to do like this little Kingroon versus my Prusa Mini because of the same style setup of printer to a point, but my Mini is acting up. I'm getting thermal errors on it, so there's obviously still an issue with one of the sensors that I had replaced a while back, so I've got to get that looked at and see what's going on with the Mini. But yeah, I was gonna put the Mini head to head with this guy and see what happens, so instead I changed it to we'll throw this head to head with which way is it pointing? With this guy right here, the Creator 3. So, and then I'm going to run, I've got files set up, I'm going to run the same file, and it's the little calibration cat. I figured everybody's done the benchy, so I'm doing the little Cali cat at 150% size. I wanted to keep it under a 2-hour print, so I did him at 150% size. I'm going to run him on 5 different printers tonight. I'm going to run him on the Kingroon, which is the model KP-3S Kingroon. I'm going to run him on the Creality CR-6SE. I've got him set up right here on the Eryone ER-20. I've got him set up way over in the back here. I don't know if you can see him behind me right there on the Prusa i3 MK3S. And I've got them set up back here on the Flashforge Creator 3. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Oh, you got the MMU upgrade, did you? Got it? Did you get it all set up? How's it working? I've been looking at that. I have the Mosaic palette 2, so I don't know if I need the MMU, but I've heard good things about it. So. Hey BCK Brian, how are you? So we'll give it a few more minutes and I'm going to go around. I have the files all set up in on these particular printers. As I said, it's the calibration cat. I'm going to run at 150%. To keep things on as much of an even playing field as I can, every printer has Eryone silk filament loaded in it. Hey Tripods Garage, hey Daniel. Yeah, I bet you waste a lot of material just getting it all set up, and in that purge tower, right? So, who is this guy? This guy is me. So as I was saying, to keep things all fair on this, on all 5 printers, I have 5 different colors of the Eryone silk filament put on it. I've basically on the Kingroon, I've used a modified Ender 3 profile. It's the one that I found is closest to it. I haven't customized a profile for it yet. On the Creality CR-6SE, I've got a file that that was sliced using a profile that I got off of Neary's, off of Chris from Today's 3D Print. On the Eryone ER-20, I have modified an Ender 3 profile for that as well because I don't have any Eryone CR-20 profiles yet, ER-20 profiles yet. The Flashforge was ripped on the Flashforge, or it was sliced on their slicing software. And on the Prusa, obviously I've used the Prusa slicer. So, hey old curmudgeon, how you doing tonight? So, Yeah, so I was very disappointed that my Mini, um, it was working fine last week, and then I went, of course, to plug it in. I had it side by side with the Kingroon because it's about the same size printer and it's the same style, etc. And it would have been great to go head to head with those two, but when you have a problem with it, you have a problem with it. So it didn't want to cooperate with my schedule. So anyways, so what I'll do is I'm going to get these printers started. So I'm going to start them in order. I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I'm just going to go boom, boom, and boom, with the Prusa MK3S being the last one to start. So let me get all these printers started, and we'll just keep an eye on these prints and let's see how it works. I figured rather than set up a printer tonight, last stream of before the new year, we will just get it going. Hey Chris, how you doing tonight, Chris? Thanks for popping in. Let's get these printers started. Okay, need my glasses. Let's go get them running. Okay, let's get the Kingroon printing. They should all be warmed up. Okay. Let's get it going on the Eryone ER-20. Print. Should be good. Let's get it going on the Flashforge Creator 3. Print. There we go. Now let's get it going on the Prusa MK3S. There we go. 5 printers running. Let's see what happens. Now, of course, on the Kingroon here, that doesn't sound healthy. And we got a problem right away on this one. Oh, we got to cancel one already. See, in a perfect world that would have gone right away. But that's all right. Let's see what happened here. Let me give you guys a different camera view here. Give me 1 second. Make sure everything's starting on these things okay. Okay. Looks like we're almost off to the races. Yeah, I dragged on the texture plate for sure there, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why. I calibrated it prior to starting this, but, you know, nothing ever goes as planned. But that's okay. We'll see what happens here. Try not to get in the way here. Yeah, that's definitely dragging on that plate. Okay, we're going to have to calibrate this printer again. Okay, well, we just got to calibrate the CR-6SE again. Obviously, it doesn't want to cooperate, but let's calibrate it again. We'll just do the auto leveling procedure. That's fine. It does not seem to like that textured bed that came with it. Huh. She stopped. Well, look at that. So far the Kingroon is kicking the butt of this printer. Let's see what we got to do here again. Let's do the auto level once more. Okay. See what happens. But everything else, Eryone ER-20 is going. Creator 3 is going. And the Prusa is going. So we just gotta wait for the Creality to get itself recalibrated there. So there we go. We got a few of them going now. I'm trying to, I had a third window up here for you guys. Let's see. That one. That one. For some reason I'm losing one of my video devices on this screen, so that's alright. Yeah, I'm redoing the auto leveling on it. Yeah, that texture is that's a pretty deep texture on that thing, so we'll get it working. Let me have a look. It's still not going. It should be going by now. Maybe just throw the glass back on if that's the case. Yeah, we seem to be stuck. Okay, well, one's out of the race already. That's okay. So everybody had a great Christmas, I hope. We had a great Christmas in the house here. Lots of toys for our 4-year-old, which was great. He enjoyed them, but like always, there's one toy he enjoyed better than all the others. So, okay, let's see what happens with the Creality here. Just going to try an auto level again. Yep. It does not like that textured surface. Okay, well, we're going to put the glass back on. It's really, that's a really thick. Now I could actually raise that. Well, I shouldn't have to raise the sensor because this thing levels using the nozzle. So let's see what happens if I switch this back to glass. Just so I can get this one going. This one's been sitting for a little bit. I've been using the other one over there. Throw the glass back on this guy actually because I have to screw all those other handles on. So what I'll do, for the sake of getting this working, is the nice thing is, oh, the ring, I'll tell you about the ring in a minute. The ring went well. So hold on a second here. The one won't cooperate, we bring in the other one. There we go. Let's grab the card out of the other one. Okay. And we'll fire this one up. Give it a little wipe with IPA. Behave or be replaced. Yep. Exactly. I'll figure out the other one. You gotta play the game though. This one should be auto level, but I'm gonna level it anyways. And this one has, again, Eryone Silk Gold, so we're still playing with the same kind of filament. So yeah, the whole ring thing went really well. It was kind of funny because there was the big reveal with the double box, the clock spring box I printed. And it was basically got down to the little ring box, and it was like, I could just see the look on her face. It was like, oh, and I said like, well, you know, right now things are tight, blah, blah, blah. Thought I'd give you this as a, you know, and she said, oh, I love it. And inside I know it was like, what the hell? And then the actual real reveal did bring tears, which was really good. It was, it was totally, incredibly, and 100% unexpected. So that's what made it all worthwhile. So it went really well. Okay. That one's obviously going to heat up, do its auto leveling, and we'll get the print going on the Creality. But let's see how we're doing on the other printers. So far on this little Kingroon guy, it looks like it's going pretty good. Now this guy is way off the center of the bed because I believe when I modified the profile for from the Ender 3 profile, I got something wrong on it. It's in Simplify 3D, and I got the build size and everything right. I got the stop and NG codes, etc. But I've obviously done something as far as not getting it on the center of the bed. So, but you know what? It's printing, and it doesn't matter. For what it is, it's working right now. Then on the Creator 3, we have, what filament did I put in there? We put the silk copper in the Creator 3, the Eryone silk copper filament. So now, yeah, it's kind of an unfair comparison to compare, you know, I have a $179 versus a $3,200 printer. You're not really comparing apples to apples in a sense, because you have a printer here that is an IDEX printer, which is what really gives it that high-end price tag. That camera's vibrating. I think I've got it too close to the open door. But yeah, versus the Kingroon. So, but if you take the second head out of there, it's probably still over $1,000 printer. So it's a fair comparison in that sense. And then, as I say, we have the same thing running behind me on the Prusa. We'll see how it works, and then hopefully we get it running on the Creality here and on the Eryone ER-20. So we will see what happens. I like the little Viking guy I ran on this guy on that first print. He's actually an extruder handle, so worked out really well. He's cool. He's doing his job. Doing his job. So I've run a few things on this little Kingroon, and it's not bad. I mean, the print quality is not as good as obviously a higher end printer, but why is my Creality CR-6SE not doing its thing? What am I doing? You are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are misbehaving. One little printer. Well, let's just see if you'll go ahead and do that anyways. You should be leveled anyways, so I'm not going to worry about that. Because I've been printing on that thing all week. So well, no, we'll see. I don't know. It's not doing the auto leveling for me, but it should be leveled fine. I've been printing on it all week. So obviously I am missing a step in that auto leveling, but it should just be hitting the auto level and go, but it's not. I'll look into that. So we'll just go ahead and print. So I made a big mistake prior to Christmas. I was going to do one of those snowmen that I did. I think some of you guys saw the snowmen on one of my streams, so I thought I'm going to do a 200% Fab 365 snowman on my Flashforge. So I started the print, let it go, and didn't think anything of it. Anyways, long story short, this is 0.4 layer height, which is fine. Long story short, I swear to goodness that I put in the slicer 20% infill. And this thing printed 100% infill. I ran out of filament, of course, at this point. This is about a kilo, almost a kilo heavy. This is solid. To the point where I can't even snap this together because there's no give, because it's 100% infill. That was a big oops. So this is a overdone. It would have been nice to have enough filament to finish it, but that's one heavy snowman. So I still, to this point, don't know how that defaulted to 100% infill when I swear I set it to 20%. So, yep. So anyways, that was my, I'm keeping it because it's like solid, and it shows that, hey, this will remind me, make sure that the infill is set to what it should be, even though I swear it was. So this guy is really solid as a rock. Hey, the Sansa. What are my thoughts on the Creality CR-10 V3? I don't know. I've never run a CR-10 V3. I do have the CR-10S Pro, which I quite like. I upgraded the extruder on my CR-10S Pro to a direct drive Hemera, and I'm just waiting for a friend who's helping me out with the software on it, because I'm not big on doing the firmware updates on it. So he's helping me out with that, so I'm waiting for that. But no, I've got no experience with the CR10 V3 yet. I haven't done much reading on it, so yep. Okay. Why are we not going here? Oh, we're just heating up. That's, you know what? The bed heats up first and then the nozzle. I don't like that. I like when the nozzle heats up at the same time as the bed. There's a, it was the Craftbot slicer that you can actually tell it whether you want the bed to heat up first, the nozzle to heat up first, or both at the same time. And I kind of like that in a slicer, where you can tell it that to heat the bed and the nozzle at the same time. So what else is new, guys? I know there's only 70 on there, and I didn't expect many tonight, being between Christmas and New Year's. And there wasn't really much notice on this stream, so. No, I don't think is the V3 even out yet. Custom G-code with placeholders works in most recent slicers. Okay. Yeah. I got to learn my G-code a little more as well yet, so. Come on, Creality, start printing. Well, the 6SE is definitely going to lose this race. Not that it's a race, but it's not going to finish nearly. Multicolor prints with something like the Ender 3 V2. Yeah, I've got the Ender 3 V2. I have 3 of them. Multicolor prints you can do just by doing layer swapping. So basically you're going to print to a certain layer depending on the slicer you're going to use. Simplify 3D, which is a slicer you pay for. You can actually tell it to stop at certain layers. You can do what's called different processes. So it'll stop at a certain layer. The heat bed will stay on. It will allow you to do a filament change, swap the filament, and continue your print. Other slicers, that most of the firmware now allows you to pause your print and do a filament change, which is one way to do it as well. I know that sometimes people have done models where they actually stop a print because they want to insert weights or magnets or something within the print, and then they just start the print up again. Okay, these printers, I don't know what's going on. Must be something in my file. I need to stop. I must have something. Let me check my slice files on the files I sliced for the 6SE. I sliced a whole bunch of files. Hey Llama, how you doing? I need to check my slice file for my 6SE. I obviously did something wrong in the slice, because both of the printers started printing about 4 millimeters above the bed. And that's odd. So let me check my slice files here. So I'm gonna pull this screen down so I won't be able to see what I'm doing. Tim left the gate open. Yeah, it's open to anybody. Okay, let me check my S3D profile on this 6SE printer here and see what I did. Let's see. for some reason it wants to print 5 millimeters or so above the bed. Okay. You guys here, you know what I'll do while I'm doing this, so you don't watch me doing this? I will switch you guys to this camera here. Actually, let's give you guys this camera here, and we'll make this one a little bigger so you can keep an eye on both of these printers printing this. There we go. Meanwhile, I'm going to check this slice and see what I did wrong. Obviously, I did something wrong. Okay, we have a 0.2 millimeter layer height. We have four top, 4 bottom layers, 2 outline perimeters, which is what I wanted on this. I have an 8 millimeter skirt on the primary extruder. My infill is 15%. Yes, don't need support. My temperature is correct. Cooling is correct. Let's get rid of, we don't need a G29 in this one. Gyroid infill, let's see, what infill do I have here? I have rectilinear infill. I don't see a gyroid infill available in S3D. Obviously there's something going on in my advanced. Start printing at height is not set, so why are you printing so high off of the bed? The blue mat looked like gyroid. Oh, on that printer, it might be on, oh yeah, that's on the Flashforge. You know what? It probably is. Let me look at that and see what sort of an infill that's printing. That is printing, actually it's called hexagon infill on the blue mat. That's on the Flashforge Creator 3. It's hexagon. Do they even have a gyroid available? No, that slicer only has line, hexagon, triangle, or 3D infill available. So it defaults to hexagon, which is where I just left it. So. And on the Kingroon, it looks like it's just your standard grid infill. Okay, let's just see what's going on. For some reason, the CR-6SE does not want to cooperate like it should. And I need to find out why. So it looks like it's a 4-printer contest right now. My CR-6SEs are just not behaving for some reason. I have no doubt it's something I'm doing wrong, but I've been printing on the one all week, so I don't understand what's happening with it. So moving it from one table to another should not have mixed it. Have I tweaked the Forge's profile much? Not really. The one thing I don't like about the Flashforge, it uses software or slicing software called FlashPrint. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought the 6SE was going to actually auto level there, but it's not. It uses a slicing software called FlashPrint. It's not a bad slicing software, other than the fact that I cannot save profiles in it. I set it up for one particular print, whatever it is, and then when I go back, it's got those same settings, and it doesn't allow me at this point to set up different profiles, which is a request that the community has made for that particular software. But otherwise, it's not a bad slicer. I know I can set it up in Simplify 3D to slice for the Flashforge, but I don't know how yet. I've got to figure that out. So, yeah, well, yeah, it is insane in that sense. So you'd think for that price they would have a little better slicer. Absolutely. You can slice. There's a lot of people that do slice in Simplify 3D, and I believe in Cura for it. So, which I can do no problem, but when it comes to the two colors and blending the two colors, I'm not that up on it yet in Simplify 3D or Cura. Flashprint does make it real simple to do the two colors. I'm sure it's simple in Simplify 3D, but I just haven't taken the time yet to learn that myself. So. Hey Tron, just saw you there. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. But otherwise, I mean, on that Creator 3, it is a solidly built printer. Let me get that camera to stop shaking. It's a solid printer, that Creator 3. The prints come out quite nice. The two color prints come out beautifully. My only, the only thing I don't like about it is the build surface. It works well. It sticks extremely well to the build surface, don't get me wrong, but I would prefer a flexible steel build plate for it, which I know I can get. I just haven't taken the time to get one of those yet either, so. Prusa slicer. Okay. Super slicer, Prusa fork for a year now. I don't know if I've heard of that. Prusa, super slicers? Same as Prusa? Flashforge does have a built-in camera, but so far I've only been able to get that camera to work through their cloud service. And it sucks. It's like a stop-motion camera. It's terrible. Doesn't work worth a darn, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if they've changed that in the latest firmware update that I put in. I haven't checked it to see. But yeah, I've only ever been able to get that built-in camera to work over the Flashforge Cloud. They have a cloud app that you can go in, you can download files, you can remotely send files to the printer, and that works great. But the camera itself is awful, or at least it was when I first got this printer and tried it. I haven't tried it since because I've been able to mount my Creality camera inside it out of the way, and it works really good. So yeah, there's a few things that are on it that I think was a waste, and the camera was one of them. Again, they might have fixed that recently. I don't know, but I've got to look into it and see. But the fact that it's a built-in Wi-Fi camera and that it was that terrible, it was like every 5 seconds it would show you something, 5 to 6 or 7 seconds, and it was awful. So yeah, that, you know, that's true. The more cloud, the less control. But I still think they should have had that camera so it was strictly Wi-Fi, like the Creality cameras I have. It's those little white round Creality cameras. They work wonderful. They're Wi-Fi cameras. They work over the web. They work great. And why that camera in that printer is not just strictly one of those type of cameras, I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about software and programming to know whether that's something they could fix in the firmware to enable it just to be a Wi-Fi camera, period, and that you can just look at it, log into a certain IP, and look at your camera. Yeah, it's the proprietary stuff that's the problem, right? I don't worry about that conspiracy crap where people say, oh, they can watch you, and you know, I don't cover up the cameras on my laptops and all that stuff because I don't I'm not all that worried about that. So, but when you have a product that has something on it, I expect that something to work, especially when you pay that kind of money for the product. Overall, I'm happy with that printer. It's phenomenal. It's got the built-in spool holders on each side. It's got the all-metal hot end. The nozzles are, it's got those good 4-inch long nozzles that I think I've had one jam in the nozzles, and it was my own fault running wooden filament at the wrong temperature and speed. But otherwise, it's a real solid built printer. It really is. I've not had any major issues with it myself. Let's see what's going on with this Creality. Kind of weird that thing is not doing what it's supposed to. Wow. Okay. What is going on with you, Mr. Printer? Hey, it homes perfectly. Yep, I agree with you there. Anything's possible with software for sure, but they want control. Okay, I want to get this 6SE running. This is starting to really bug me why this thing is not performing like it should. It homed perfectly when I set it to home. Let's see if it starts the print here. Here we go. Oh, wow. Nope. That is really, really odd. No, something going on with those 6SEs. It does not want a home. Does not want a level. That is strange. Okay, the Sansa, have a good night. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, we had a lot of shoveling to do over the last few days here out west. So, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Oh, look at that. We learn something new every day. So far it looks like the Creator 3 is speed-wise going a little bit quicker than the Kingroon for sure. How is the Eryone ER-20 is not doing bad. Let me go back and check on the Prusa. Prusa's doing pretty good. Here, let me see. I wonder if I can bring this camera back there for you guys. Let's see. How far will that stretch? Oh, here. Tell you what, let's take a look at this one. This is the ER-20. That's the Eryone ER-20. Let's move this window a little bit so you can see it. The ER-20 is about where the Creator 3 is at. And I'm going to say the Prusa is about where the Kingroon is at, and the Creality is out of the race. Forget it. That's annoying. It's just annoying because this printer performs well. Why it's not doing what it should be doing, I'm going to have to investigate. So, power off on this one. We're going to put these things to, these guys got to go to the doctors and see what's going on. That's quite disappointing. 2 printers plus the Mini. The Mini was giving me an issues as well. So the Mini, I understand. It's got a thermal error, so it's obviously got something wrong with the wiring. And I will contact Prusa tomorrow, their customer support, and they'll get me all fixed up, I have no doubt. But these Crealities are annoying because they should be working. So, now let's see if I can get you guys closer to the Prusa. I have an extension cord here somewhere for my USB cable for the camera, but I just dread unplugging the camera. But let's see what I can do here. Now there's a little bit of a look at it. So there's the Prusa doing its thing, so it's probably about equivalent to the speed going on with the Kingroon here. So yeah, And again, it's running one of the Eryone silk filaments. Now, do these, let's see the Kingroon. Does it tell me how much time is left? No, it tells me that I've got 44 minutes in and that I'm at 32%. The Eryone tells me that I'm at 43 minutes in. Doesn't tell me how much time or percentage. But the Prusa tells me I have an hour and 15 remaining. So, yep. Let's get the camera back onto the Flashforge. Since it is a Flashforge versus Kingroon. See if I can get you guys in closer here. There we go. Looking good. Okay. There we go. Looking good. Let's get a little closer on this one now too. Sorry for the jumpy camera there, guys. Whoops. I've got a let's see if that's any better. There we go. I have a new camera coming, oh gosh, within the next week or so. It's supposed to be a much better close-up camera. So we'll see. What else is going on? It's quiet in the chat tonight. Only a few people in it, but hey. Why is this other camera not working on here? That's funny. Oh, I see why. There we are. I had the camera buried under the other one. Look at that. There they are. Eating ice cream. Oh, yum. I'd love to be eating ice cream. Man, having diabetes sucks. Mind you, I did indulge a little bit over the holidays, so. Playing BF1 while listening to me. Okay, BF1. Obviously a video game. I got this really cool, where did I put it? Oh, I got to show you one of my favorite Christmas gifts that I got. I'll put it up behind me here. I think you can see that in behind me there. Welcome. Actually, it's hard to see. You can't really read it from there. I got to bring it a little closer. This is the coolest. Look at that. Welcome to the man cave. My cave, my rules. I love that. Got that from my wife. So I'm going to find somewhere down here to put that up. I love that. That's beautiful. Whoops. Yeah. That was a really cool gift. Really cool gift. And I got some gift cards. I got an interesting gift, which she got it because I wanted to try one, but I got I think it's called a bidet. So we got to hook that up and see how that works. That'll be interesting. And this really cool device here. Between CNC or CO2 as the next machine, that is a tough decision. This is a UV sterilizing case, basically, so you can put anything in it, a phone, keys, and basically flick a switch and it has a certain type of UV light in it that sterilizes it, so apparently kills germs and bacteria. So pretty cool. One of my little stocking stuffer gifts. So yeah, it was a nice Christmas. I got some really nice stuff. What did you have to install for your parents? Oh, a bidet. Oh, yes, yeah. Okay, yeah. I haven't tried installing it yet, so it'll be interesting to see how the install goes. Sorry, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, I kind of got off track there. So apparently they're very popular over in Europe. That's a good question. I haven't looked at it yet. Apparently I have an option of warm water, so there's got to be some electric involved in it, I would imagine, if it's going to heat the water. I hope it heats the water. So it'll be in it. It'll yeah. I got one of these. I don't know where I'm going to use this, but a tile. It's one of those tracking things where you stick it on your keys, or I think anything that you tend to lose, and you can basically track it on your phone. So yeah, that was another one of my gifts I got. 10 minutes to set up the water one. Oh, cool. The cold water one is good after eating spicy foods. I bet. That would be. So I have to do I want to do one of my live streams in the New Year's. I'm a little hesitant to do it as a live stream. We'll see though. I've got what's the brand again? It's a laser that I got that I want to set up. It's the same laser that the Edutech Gym has been using a little bit lately. The Ortour, it's a 20 watt or something laser, sitting in a box back here. And I want to do a stream on it, but I don't know if I want to do a stream on it because it's going to be totally brand new to me. It's a from the ground up build. Like, I mean, it's building from square one on it. And I just don't know how long it'll take, and I don't know if it's something I want to do a full stream on, or if I should just do a two-part stream on it. Because again, there's involving software which I've not really used at all for laser. Then we learn with you. Yeah, I could do that. That's true, old curmudgeon. Yeah, I suppose so. And I know that there's some people out there that have ideas on different kinds of laser software that are better than others, and I'm sure that I could get some feedback on which software maybe to try with it. So yeah, if it goes too long, I can do what I was going to do with the rep box and split it into a two-part stream. I am, by the way, still waiting on the parts from Repbox so I can continue that build. Lightburn. Okay, Lightburn. I've heard of that. Let me write that down, and I will look at it. I'll watch some videos on it beforehand. 20 minutes for an Ortour build, will it, Bob? Okay. Lightburn. Yeah, if I watch some videos on it beforehand, then that might not be a bad thing to do, and then it might go a little smoother. You looking at buying another Prusa Mini or an MK3? You know what I'd love is I'd love the Prusa. God, I'm just having a night. I forget the name. The SL1, I think. The SL1, but it's just so darned expensive. Not free, but not expensive. Okay, yeah. I mean, I have no problem paying $50, $100 for software if it works and does what I want to do. Sometimes the free stuff is good, but it's limiting. And I find that the paid software sometimes, in most cases, is a lot easier to use and not as limiting. So, MK3 or 2 minis? Oh my goodness, that is a tough decision. I think it all depends on what you're going to do with them. 2 minis, you get double the volume, right? You get twice the speed, basically. Yeah, that's a tough question. I wish I had that decision to make as well. I'd be in the same boat as you. So, yeah, MK3 is bigger, but it just depends on what you're going to build. 90% of the stuff that I do will fit on a mini. There's that 5% that won't, but usually that 5% is even too small for an MK3, and I'll throw it on the Flashforge, or when I get it up and running on my 10S Pro. Lightburn is $40. That's not bad. $40 for some software that works. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people talk about Lightburn, so I'll research both Lightburn and the GIMP. GIMP, I think I've seen GIMP. I don't like the name GIMP. It sounds cheap. GIMP. So, looks like the Creator 3 is whipping along there really well on this Calicat. And I can see a few issues already on the Kingroon with the print quality, but you know what? For a printer this size, if you're just printing little things for kids' toys, or if it's something you're going to finish and paint, it's not bad at all. Yeah. I actually found a printer on Amazon.ca less expensive than this one. It was $169 Canadian, but it didn't have a heated bed. I don't remember the brand now. You're looking to replace your Ender 3. Well, that's definitely a great upgrade with, I mean, the Mini would be a great, either or, right? So, I don't know, well, with the printers I have, I mean, I'm in a spot where I would say I'd get myself 2 minis, but then I have other printers in that MK3 build size, plus I have an MK3. So I would look at 2 minis for myself, but again, it depends what you want. It really does. So, no, the Mini's not an upgrade for an Ender 3 size-wise. No. Definitely not. The MK3 would be an upgrade as far as the size, the build size goes, for sure. Inkscape for stencils? Okay. But I have Adobe Illustrator that I work a lot in, which I probably do a lot of pre-design in Adobe Illustrator for doing vector. If I'm gonna laser anything vector-wise, I'll do it in Illustrator and then export it as whatever file format I would need for Lightburn or GIMP or whatever. But I will definitely look into Lightburn. Okay, so you have an MK3 already, so that build volume's covered. Okay, yeah. What is the MK3 build volume? Let me see. Good question. I shouldn't speak out of school. Let's see. I'll get it right from the horse's mouth. 250, 210, 210. There we go, yeah. So no, it's not that big. They're coming out with a bigger one apparently too, right? So 250, 210, 210, and the mini is these are just numbers I don't know off the top of my head. Ender 3 is a taller Z height, yeah. Just depends what you're building. I've had friends ask me what they should get, and I said, well, what do you want to do with it? So, I mean, I have one job that I've been running that, and then I have another job business-wise coming up in the new year that will print on minis all day, no problem. So, prototypes. Mini is 180 cubed, yeah. Okay, and that's this printer right here. The Kingroon is 180 cubed as well, so it's the same size as the mini. I would have loved my mini to be working to put these two things side by side. Honestly, I'll do that maybe once I get the mini fixed. When I figure it out tomorrow, what's going on, I'll do another stream with that, because I mean they're same build volume, same style, whatever you want to call this style printer. Both direct drive. Obviously one's a better build quality than the other, but it'd be really cool to put these things side by side. Yeah, larger that exceeded your Ender 3. Yeah, and it happens, right? So I mean, if it's for a business, then yeah, you want to have printers that are going to cover any build volumes you're going to need to do. But I would say that in the last year, anything I've done business-wise as far as for clients for 3D printing, they've all fit within the Ender 3 V2 build volume. They probably 98% of them fit within the mini build volume. The only advantage of the bigger one, obviously, is the bigger build plate, so I can fit more up. But that's relative to the length of time it takes to print, anyways. That's why I'm excited about getting the CR-30 in the new year, because this prototype job I've got to do is going to be perfect timing for that, I hope, because it's going to involve 2,700 pieces to be printed, and I don't want to have to wait and go in the morning and switch it. I'd love to have a printer that's just going to print over and over and over. So my only downfall is going to be changing filament. Voron or Hypercube. Okay, cool. Wow, that Flashforge is kicking everybody's butt here as far as how fast it's going. I'd say that we're 80% of the way there. Yeah, this one's got a few little issues in the extrusions there, for sure. But I'll do a measurement when they're done and see how they come out as far as the measurements go. The wait time for the Mini, I know. I waited 7 months for mine. I mean, it's nice to have a business where you have people lining up for months and months on end waiting for your product. Yeah. 10-week lead time now, yeah. You've done 5 benchies. Yeah, I've done a bunch of benchies. The Cali Cat, I think that comes standard on the... Oh, which printer did it come standard on? I don't know. It wasn't the Anycubic. Maybe it was the Anycubic. No, the Anycubic is the Owls. The Cali Cat came on one of my printers I don't have anymore. It was the... I forget the name of it. It had a red extruder cover. Anyways. Well, yeah, what's the lead time in the MK3? Just 7 days or something, isn't it? I'd love to get the Prusa resin printer, but oh my goodness, it's expensive. Three to 4 weeks on the MK3? Okay. Benchy Transformers. Well, who was it? Was it Brian? Who was it? Was it that told me that there's somebody was gonna pointed out that there's a holder you can print for the benchies that's on Thingiverse or something. I'm gonna have to look that up. I think that'd be cool. Oops. Oh wow, the Eryone printer is almost, actually it's a little further ahead than the Flashforge. It's looking good too. I've been quite happy with that little printer. I had a lot of people, I've read a lot of people have complaints on this little guy, this Eryone ER-20, but I haven't had any of the issues that they say they've been having. It's been running good for me, but I left it as stock too. I haven't tried to upgrade anything. I did a bunch of upgrades earlier on some of the earlier, on my Ender 5, the CR-10 and all that, but you know, I like to try and run them as stock as much as I can, because somebody new to printing or somebody who got one of these things for Christmas isn't going to want to do upgrades right away and tinker with them. They just want to print and have fun with it. So oh my goodness. Yeah, BCK, Brian, you're the one that sent it to me a while back on the stream, didn't you? Yeah. I'll have to look that up. I want to get that benchy holder. I know stock is no, well, yeah, it's no fun, but yeah. You get one under the Christmas tree, you just want it up and printing. I've done nothing to my Prusas, because those things stock are fine. The only thing I've done different to any of my printers is change springs in the beds. On my Ender 3 V2s, I've put better springs in, but I don't really call that a modification, really. I just call that a little upgrade, I suppose. It's not going to affect print quality to a point. It's going to help me not have to level the bed so often. So I'll do the same thing on this little Kingroon eventually as well. Just put better springs in it. Yeah, and then when you get the plastic feeders versus the aluminum ones, like on this one, yeah, you know, you eventually want to replace the feeder as well, because you're going to get a crack on that one pressure point on it, right? So yeah, see, but to me, replacing a nozzle is not modding your printer. So you put a better nozzle in, it's great. If it's fully stocked, I'd still consider that a stock printer. Replace the nozzle, it's fine. I'd say I've replaced the nozzle on most of my printers for one reason or another. The Kingroon did come with the metal extruder. Let me see if I can pull this window down so you can see it. Here, let me pull this window over here. Yeah, so the Kingroon did come with this metal extruder, the aluminum, I suppose it's called. And it looks like one of the Creality style aluminum extruders. So, yeah, that came stock with that. Everything you see on this Kingroon printer is stock. The fans are loud. Again, I will probably end up switching the fans out for some quieter ones. I got a whole bunch of fans sitting here somewhere, and I may change the fans out to be quieter, but I don't necessarily need to, because where I have my printers, I sleep 2 floors up, so it doesn't bother me if these things are running. But if somebody's getting a printer, they're putting it in a room where the noise will be bothersome if they're watching TV or something, then yeah, go ahead and swap out the fans. That again, but the stock fans work just fine, other than the noise. But the stepper drivers are dead quiet. You know, it seems to be the hot end, or the cooling fan, not the hot end, not the parts cooling fan, but the the you know what I mean. The main cooling fan seems to be the loudest one on this. But that's just a simple 4-screw swap out and plug. If you can just splice the wires and you're done, and you got a quiet fan. But again, noisy fans don't really bother me in a sense, other than suggesting them to people if they need a quieter printer. Like a vacuum in the... Yeah, it does sound like a... Almost sounds like a vacuum going, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, but that's... You're hearing the fan from this printer. You're probably hearing part of the fan from the Flashforge too. It's got 4 fans going on it. It's got the fans, and then the 4 fans on the back that are exhausting and filtering the air inside it, because you can run, obviously, way more variety of filament on that Flashforge, so... Yeah, stock 8-bit motherboard with noisy stepper drivers. Yeah, one of my employees at the office where I do a lot of the printing for customers, she loves the noise of the stepper drivers, of those old 8-bit board stepper drivers. She thinks that noise is very relaxing. So, you know, to each their own, right? And it's not a noise that's bothersome, but you know, it just depends on the situation and where you're placing your printers. Cults 3D and search for Benchus Maximus. Cults 3D Benchus Maximus. I'll look at that. Let me make a note. Your kid may like that. Benchus Maximus. I'll have a look at that, Brian. Thank you. Is it dual geared Tron? No, it's a single gear. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit more. No, I got the cover on it, but it's just a single gear extruder, not dual gear. So, but working well so far. And again, that's if and when that does go or start causing feeding issues, then that's another upgrade that can happen. So. I'm surprised how popular these printers are. There's a Facebook group dedicated to the Kingroon, KP-3 and KP-3S, KP-3 and KP-3S. Apparently the 3 is not direct drive, it's Bowden, and the 3S is direct drive, so from what I understand. So, but it would be an easy, to me, I think anything on this hot end would be an easy upgrade if necessary. The only thing I'm not a big fan of on this whole setup is I really dislike these spool holders. I would like to find some way up top of this maybe to mount a spool holder. So this is sort of like the mini setup, but although the mini spool holder is a lot more stable and easier to work with than this thing. So, but I mean, that's the only thing that I really dislike on this little printer so far. So yeah. Yeah, I can't put anything in my garage, unfortunately. I don't have an insulated garage, and it gets cold here in the winter. It gets too cold in the winter. Let me look that up while I'm here. Pulse 3D. Whoops. Come on. Oh, okay. Let's see. And you said look up Benchus Maximus. Oh, I've not seen this site before. Cool. I'm going to spell that wrong. Hey, Maker Viking, how are ya? It stays in the 60s when 20s outside. That's not bad. That's nice. Yeah, no, my garage is... I'm renting this house, otherwise I would insulate the garage, so... Yeah. Benchus Maximus. Interesting site. A lot of interesting models here. I don't see anything called Benchus Maximus, but... Oh, there it is. Okay. Ah, the Benchy Combiner. Oh, that is really cool. Oh, I like that. It's like turning benchies into Legos. Oh, cool. I'll have to look at that. But I've never heard of Culps 3D before, so thanks for that tip. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, I've got to, where did I put them? Yeah, I got I think, with the dragonfly. Yeah, that's this one here, right? The, Fetus dragonfly? Hot end? Yeah, I want to try that on, I don't know what I want to put that on yet. Maybe the Ender 3s or something. Yeah, I'll give that a shot. That's a cool looking hot end. I got a couple of them in to try. Works well so far. Good to know. I also gotta figure out how to use and hook up this follow by this edgy thing where you put the camera on it and it basically follows your face around. So many things to do, so little time. You know? Wow. How's our benchies? How's our Cali Cats coming? Creator 3 looks like it's almost finished. This one's not quite as far as this one. The Eryone, I think, is going to beat... Well, no, I think the Eryone's going to come in second. But the Flashforge is definitely going to finish before everybody. Get my calipers ready. This guy is supposed to be, I got to do a little bit of math, and I'm usually pretty good at math. So Mr. Cali Cat is supposed to be 20 millimeters square at the head. So if I did 150%, that should be 30 millimeters and 7.5 millimeters at the tail. 35 millimeters tall at 150% is going to represent, wow, I actually have to do a little bit of math. Can't do that in my head. 52.5 millimeters tall. We'll measure these guys up when they're done, see how they work. Just for fun. Let's check the accuracy of these guys, these printers. Here's my handy dandy Amazon calipers. Don't use Common Core maths, huh? I don't get it. I can usually do it all in my head. Okay, I'm gonna guess that this guy, let's get a little bigger here. Whoa, he is gonna be done any second now. Canada doesn't have Common Crap teaching. I don't know what that means, but no. At least not in the, when I learned math in school, it was just the basic way to do math and the simple way to do math. Some of the way they do math these days, it's like, why? Why? I don't get it. I really don't understand it. US math versus Canada math. There's a whole new concept I never would have even thought of. Well, looks like we're almost done. Yep. Creator 3 is done. We'll let that lower. We'll go have a look at it. So I'd say it beat the Kingroon speed-wise by about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. Here, we'll focus on another one while this one's doing its thing. Let's switch this one over to the Eryone ER-20. There we go. So the Creator 3 has a removable, flexible steel plate. It's a nice plate. I just don't like the surface myself. It's that little bit of a textured surface to it, but just like the other ones, it flexes to release the print. Boom. There we go. And prints come off, they stick very well and they come off very easy. So top bottom. Let's kill the power on that printer. We'll have a closer look at these in a minute, but this not bad looking print at all off the Flashforge. We'll have a closer look at these in a minute when this other one's done, and we'll measure them as well. But it looks pretty decent here. Let's throw it side by side with this guy and we can have a closer look at it. There, how's that? There we go. Oh, no, this one. Right there. Come on, Kelly Cat. Here, you can steal the show for a second. A little bit of, what do you call that? Ghosting in the eyes and nose there, where, you know. Anyways, I call it ghosting. But layer lines and everything look pretty darn good overall. But we'll closer look at that once that other one's finished. Knowing me, I'll knock that other one off if I get too close to it. Oil my chair cylinder. I know, this is an old... This chair is like, oh gosh, probably 15, 20 years old. But they're so expensive to buy these tall stools, right? So I just leave it as it is. I think the pneumatics or the hydraulics, whatever you want to call it on it, are shot. I know it makes a loud noise when I get up if I'm not careful. Oh, I should switch back because this other one right here is going to be finished pretty soon. This is the one printing on the Eryone ER-20. That'll be the second one to finish. 140 millimeters per second without the extruder straining too much at 210. For 150, you run it up to 220 Celsius to help. Wow, that's fast. EV445. Hello, my favorite printer. Depending on what I'm doing, I'd say overall my favorite is my Prusa MK3S. I really like my Ender 3 V2s though that I got for the price wise. They're all, if I keep it, if I have it, I build it, I review it. If I keep it, I like it. It becomes a favorite. If I send it back, which I've done with a few in the last couple months, I just didn't like them. But no, I'd say my Prusas are my favorites. My Mini's not working right now, unfortunately. So, but for higher end pricing printers, my Prusas are my favorites. For an affordable somebody getting into 3D printing, I like the Ender 3 V2s. For a very high price, good color IDEX printer, I like my Flashforge Creator 3, which this just came off of. So, wow. I forget what channel I watched. I watched the guy print a Benchy in 14 minutes. It was blazing fast. I forget his channel now, but I'm subscribed to him. But yeah, he printed a Benchy. I think it was 14 minutes. It wasn't a perfect Benchy, but boy was it fast. Clipper firmware and TMC 2130s. I'll have to have a look at that old curmudgeon. I didn't see that. See, I don't, again, software, firmware is not my forte, really. I got to learn a lot more about those things. Yeah, the 14-minute Benji on hot mix, did they? Wow, yeah. That was incredible how fast that thing went. I like how he threw his phone in the screen every once in a while to show that it was going real time. Because, yeah, you'd swear that it was sped up video, but it wasn't. Looks like the Eryone ER-20 is about to finish. That's a nice looking Cali cat as well. Wow. And it is finished. So now the Eryone ER-20 is printed on the glass, so that I let cool off a little bit. And that'll pop off the glass very easy once it cools. I just got to give that a few minutes to cool. So what I'll do in the meantime, and in between time, is I will switch that over now. I don't know how far this will reach, but we'll go over to the Prusa. There. Keep an eye on that one now. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone, but this Kingroon started making a really weird high-pitched noise here. And I'm guessing it's one of the fans. But the question here is, who will finish first, the Prusa or the Kingroon? What is that noise? Let me see. Yep, it's that fan. So that fan is making an odd noise already, but I just fixed it with a little jab. I think the Kingroon will finish before the Prusa. I don't even know. I ran the Prusa at its default 0.2mm quality setting. I guess I could have run it at 0.2mm draft. I ran it at quality, so which is probably why it's running a little slower than the rest of the printers. You like the way I fixed that old curmudgeon? Just stick the tweezers in there and reset that fan. That's a cheap fan. That's probably a $1.99 fan, so that's an easy replacement though. I've got a bunch of those Noctura fans, I think they're called. I'm sure one of them. No, I stopped the fan with a pair of tweezers. Just stuck it in, but it got rid of that high-pitched noise. Might have been a piece of filament stuck in it for all I know. Oh, there it goes again. No. I'm sure it's not the best fan in the world on that thing, so. Yeah, I can break a fan that way, sure, but I've got lots of spares. The noise was annoying me, so I took a chance. This is the real world. It's why people like my channel. I do shit like that. Stuff like that. Sorry. I do stuff like that. Need to bleep out that word. I don't usually say that. Oh, I bet these Velcro things are to hold the, I'll bet that's to hold the Capricorn tube, or the PTFE tube there. Ah, whatever. Doesn't really need it. I was wondering what those were for. Okay, let's see if this will pop off the bed. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Cali cat off of the Eryone ER-20. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a closer look at that after, but here, let's peek at that right now for a quick review. There he is. So, not bad. Some issues there with the extrusions. Not bad, but I see some problems with the overhangs on the tail. Can't really look close here, but yeah, you can see under the tail there. I don't want to knock that other one off. We'll have a closer look at this after. And then the bottom layer, of course, has that shiny, shiny logo on it from the glass. So there's 2 down. Where are we? 2 down. Don't fight. Stay there nicely. Are links allowed? Sure. What I may have to do is make you an admin so you can link, which is fine. I think you have to be an admin to link, but I think you're on my channel enough that I can do that. So give it a shot and see. Well, the fan seems to be behaving now. It doesn't want me to stick it again. So these 2 Cali Cats so far look exactly the same size. So we'll see how accurate they are as far as the measurements go. Okay, we'll have a look at that. I've got that open. We'll have a look at that stream in a minute. Very cool. Well, let's measure these 2 while we're waiting anyways. Let's have a peek here. Man, that fan is loud. I don't like that, how loud that fan is. Whoops. Yeah, first time using this, whatever. There we go. So these should be... Let's see, what did I say? So the cat's head, oh, mouse, 20 millimeters, 5 and 5. So the head should be 30 millimeters. We have 30.2, 30.1. And the tail should be 5, so it should be 7.5. 7.65. 7.65. Okay, so this one's... My books, it's close enough for precision. So we're 0.1 millimeter off on the head. And about 0.12 off on the tail. That was on the Flashforge Creator 3. This one is on the Eryone ER-20. So should be 30.01. So I'd say that's bang on 30.01. 29.98. 29.98. So pretty much bang on. Tail should be 7.5 and it's 7.7. 7.7. So, yeah. What did I say about the height? 0.1, yeah, that aren't assemblies, yeah, that don't require that tolerance, for sure. And the height should be, that was where I had to do the math. The height from base to top should be 35 millimeters times 1.5, should be 52.5 millimeters, top to bottom. This guy, whoa, 52.25, so he's 1/4 millimeter off. And that way, 52.30 this way. Let's see if I can get the edge of that ear. 52.40. Yeah, it's a little all over the place because I got a few strays here. Now that could be that I did a little bit of too much squish on the bottom layer. Yeah, 52.46 that way. But this way we're at 52.25. So yeah, it's I'd say not bad though. Considering, what's the other measurements that they have here? Plus or minus 10%, except for critical schemes. Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with melting plastic, right? I mean, and for this level of printer, that's not bad. Yeah, and from the top of the head to the point of the ears is 5 millimeters. So, now this one's a little harder to measure. But, top of the head to the point of the ears is 5.22. And 5.21. So yeah, I'd say it's, I'd be happy with those. Yeah, 29.98. So 0.02 millimeters on the width. Yeah, so those are pretty good. So basically that's showing me the Eryone ER-20 is a little more accurate than the Flashforge Creator 3. The Flashforge on the bottom, I've got a little more squish on the bottom layer, definitely, because I can feel a little bit of, it's not really elephant's foot, but it's just a little extra squish. But I definitely like the bottom layer of the Eryone better because it's got that shiny glass surface. So, but if you put these guys side by side and you eyeball them side by side, I mean, to me they're exact. When you're using your eyes as your caliper, they are exact. Your eyes and your fingers. So now apparently if you do one 50% of the scale, it's supposed to sit perfectly on top of the other one. But I say I can fit them perfectly on top of the other one just like that. Look at that. Stacked Kelly cats. Okay, we're on to the ears on the Kingroon. And if these two Kelly cats go face to face, again, pretty much the same size. I'll get these I'll look closer look at these when we're all done, because there's definitely an issue with the overhang on the tail of the Eryone printer. So definitely not cooling nearly enough on that overhang. Whereas on the Flashforge, the overhang is perfect. I mean, it's very perfect. So we'll see what the Prusa looks like compared to all of these. I'm not expecting a lot from the Kingroon, but might be surprised. It's too bad that the Creality didn't cooperate, but I'll have to figure out what happened to that. And we'll do another one. Shoving fluid through a 0.4 millimeter round orifice. Yes, we are. Considering that, it's amazing some of the stuff that we can get off these printers. Looks like we lost a couple viewers, which is fine. It's not the most exciting content on the web right now. Oh, another one dropped. Another one bites the dust. But we're almost done here. We're just going to let these two prints finish and have a look at them. Man, that fan noise is annoying. There's something loose in there. Don't know if you can pick that up on the speakers there or not, on my microphone or not. It's very annoying. Boy, my Happy New Year sign is not as colorful as it is in real life. It's actually much more colorful than you're seeing it on the screen. Man, that's loud. Come on. I don't like that noise. There we go. Fixed it. Yes, I did just do that again. Let's have a look. This one, there we go. Prusa. It's going to finish last, but I bet you it's the best quality. Dead fan, yeah, I know. I'm going to have to switch that fan out. That is annoying. Let's see real quick here. I have a few fans here. Let's see if one of these, I don't know why I have this many fans, I just do. Definitely too big. This is a 60 by 25. This is a 40 by 10. That's probably the fan that I'll use to replace that one. It's 40 by 10. I would think that's going to be the one. My fingertip won't fit in there though. It's got that little cover over it. So it's destructive anyways. Oh, there we go. My fingernail did just hit it. Oh, it just trimmed my fingernail a bit. That's good. Then I got another 60 by 25 fan. And we have a 9 by 14, A9 by 14. No, that's huge. That's massive. I don't know why I have that. Yeah, but these aren't going to be for the hot end. This particular fan will be for the heatsink. And then another 40 by 10. So yeah, I think one of these 40 by 10s I'll replace it. It's the heatsink fan here that's making all the noise. The hot end fan is the one, if I move this picture out of the way here. So this one here with the metal grill on it's the one making all the noise. So if I stick my finger in there, it's the noisy one. The hot end one is just up under here. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a 40 by 10 as well though anyways, but yeah, we'll see. There might be some stuck filament, I don't know. I'll have a look at it after. All I know is it's very annoying. So, but fortunately I do have, if need be, I've got a couple fans I can replace it with. And I've even got some older Creality fans that I've taken out of other printers that would probably work just as well in these. But yeah, the part cooling fan, it's loud, but let's see. Yeah, it's loud, but it's not the one that's making the annoying noise. No. Well, when I'm done the print, I'll whip those 4 screws off. We'll have a look and see if there is any filament stuck in there. Somehow I don't think so, but you never know. Here, how do I get that in front? I do this. There we go. That goes in front of that. There we go. Playing around with cameras. Wait till I add in my close-up camera, then I'll have more cameras to have fun with. A 50-15 Pets Fang on mine. Pets Fang. I've heard of that. This guy looks like it's got about another 2 minutes left. And the overhang on the tail of this Calicat looks like it's going to be even better than the one on the Eryone. That's unusual because I get really nice prints off that Eryone ER-20, but that overhang is just awful. I don't know if you can see that in there. I have to have a look at that after closer properly, but yeah, that is a terrible overhang on that tail. For an overall decent looking print. Okay, David Petzel is a good people. He worked up a camera mount for the hot end fan for you. Cool. That'd be cool. Okay, it looks like this guy is going to finish any second. He is going to be the 3rd place contender. And you know, for $179, and I'm speaking US dollars here just to keep things simple, for a $179 printer, that is not bad. That is not bad at all. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's lots wrong with it, of course, you can see some issues, but whoops! Just knocked the spool holder over, you see? Look at that. Yeah, that's why I like that spool holder, but yeah, I mean, we got some extrusion issues along in here, some little spots missing. And then up in the face here, there's definitely some issues going on the corners, but you know, for somebody who's going to buy this as a little printer to print some toys and some stuff for their kids or whatever, I mean, that's, to me, that's not bad. It's worth it. A boroscope cam. That sounds interesting. And you are going to be done any second now, Mr. Cat. Here we go. And one more and done. One more and done. No, two more and done. And again, for doing some prototype parts, that might not be so bad. Okay. He be done. So this is one of those cheapo flex plates that you find on the early Creality models. So not the best, but hey, it does the job, right? And the print does just easily pop off. So now let's have a quick peek at it. Not, you know, I mean, considering what it's coming off of, it's not bad at all. The overhang on the tail on that 45, it looks, yeah, I think that's a 45. Looks pretty good. Let's get this focused here a bit better. Now, let me make this bigger screen. There we go. So let's have a look. So there's the back of the print. Come on, focus. There we go. So again, not perfect. Corners aren't the most perfect here. Again, I could do some tweaking probably. This was just a profile I threw together in Simplify 3D. Rounded that tail off a little bit on the corners there. Okay, on the bottom we got that the bridging is pretty typical of the bridging on the bottom there, but the bottom layer is decent. Okay, then we get the front of the cat. Again, not perfect, but again, for the value of that printer, it's doable. A few little holes there that just from some skip extrusion or something going on. Oh, ANLTMW, Mike. Yeah, and you know what? I'm trying to get the timer thing working so I can give notification. To be honest, I need to learn how to get that timer working so that I can say, okay, I'm streaming in 12 hours or I'm streaming in 10 hours. And I apologize for that, and I will get that working because I think that will get me more viewers as well. So, but that's something I am working on for sure. So, and then there's the back. So not as good, obviously, as the Flashforge. I mean, we're speaking $179 versus $3,200 printer. Okay, now if we take the closer look at the Flashforge print. So this is off the Flashforge. This is in the Eryone silk copper filament. Are we going to focus for me here? Come on. I hate these cameras. Can't wait to get my new one. This is annoying. This will be better once that new camera comes in, guys. I apologize for the crappy focus here. Come on. There we go. A little bit of better focus there. This is off the Creator 3. Okay, much better consistency in the layer lines there. The corners are much cleaner, which you would expect for the the type of printer. Here's the back side. And the side view. Okay, you can see that overhang on the tail is perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that 45-degree overhang at all. And then the bridging on the bottom. Couple little issue right there with the bottom layer. Don't know what that could have been. Could have been something stuck on the bed. I didn't see if that left behind in the bed. But not my favorite build surface on that thing anyways. I'd like something with a little smoother finish on the bottom. And then on the top finish. I mean, overall that's a beautiful print. So, beautiful print on there. If we compare them side by side, I'm not going to measure the one off the Kingroon because you know what? My side-by-side finger caliper test says that the size-wise they're pretty good. I'm not going to worry about a 1/10 of a millimeter or something being off. But side-by-side, as far as the measurements go, they're pretty much dead on. So, and then we look at the one that came off of the, this is off the Eryone ER-20. Let's get this guy to focus again. Come on. And there we go. And it's not a bad print either. Man, this one is really being difficult to focus. Okay, this one has nice corners, pretty good extrusion, pretty good layer lines, not bad. Where this one really failed, in my opinion, is on that 45-degree overhang. Come here. There we go, it's in focus there. So you can see on the tail on the 45-degree there that it's really, something is really off there. The cooling or something. But that's not good at all. And then also, I'll get to the front of the kitty here. Again, I'm happy with that, but then also the bridging, it's really messy looking bridging on this compared to the other ones. Love the bottom layer, other than you get that little image off the glass. But I love that bottom layer. But the bridging isn't the best on that, and then that overhang is awful as well. So, anyways, that's those three. We've still got the Prusa. Oh, Prusa looks like it's finished now. So, let me bury this camera. We don't really need that camera in front anymore. And we don't, actually that was a Prusa one. I think it's this one we don't need in the front anymore. So let me go get the Prusa and we'll have a look at it. And we'll see what that one looks like. Oh, there's that chair. And we have Mr. Prusa Cali Cat. And I'm expecting perfection from this printer, to be honest. But we'll see. So let's see. Let's get the close-up guy going again. So this is the MK3S. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this guy to focus a little better. Okay, come on. Come on. Keep in mind this is a silk filament, so the reflections can make things look a little odd. But I mean, that is beautiful layer lines there. Those little cracks or whatever you see there, those are there on purpose. Those are the front of his feet. So those are meant to be there. So there's the side. Again, nothing wrong there at all. There's the back. There's the overhang on that 45-degree tail. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with that. And the other side. And we'll go to the front of the kitty. This is the silk blue Eryone filament. And on the bottom, I don't know what that little blob in there. Look at the bridging there, though. Look at how perfect that bridging. Let me see what that little bottom thing is. I think that's just a little blob of filament, probably from the pre-extrusion. Yeah, that's what it is. But The bridging there is beautiful. Look how well that printer bridges. And a really nice first layer. So something happened. No, that was obviously on the bridging, a little stray strand of filament there. And then on the top, I mean, that's definitely the best out of them all, which I would have expected on this. This one and the Flashforge are both, I think, both really nice prints. Now, if I measure this guy, little ball of fur, that's what it is. So if I measure this guy, this should be 30 right on, and we have 29.94. We have 30.16. The tail should be 7.5. Oops. And we have, what are we reading here? 7.47, 7.48. That way, and then this way we have 756, 755. So yeah, measurement wise we're looking good. I forget what I said the height should be. I'll know it if I see it. 52.03. Hang on, 51, 5207, 5195. What did I say it should have been? I don't remember. Let's see if my calculator's still up there. 52.5. Yeah, so we're a little bit off on the height, even on that. We're like a 0.5 millimeter off on the height. So, but I'm not complaining because overall it's a pretty decent print. So there we have it. Let's line them up. So we have Kingroon, the Kingroon Cali Cat. We put that up against that's the $179 Kingroon. We put up against the $3,200 Flashforge Creator 3. And we also ran it on the Eryone ER-20. And then we ran it on the Prusa MK3S. So obviously I think clearly the winner as far as quality goes to Prusa. Second place goes to, for sure, in my opinion, Flashforge Creator 3. Third place, surprisingly enough, well, overall, these two are, in my opinion, almost a tie. This guy on the Eryone ER-20, I think, didn't do so well on the overhangs and on the bridging, versus this one did okay on the overhang, but it had a lot of issues in the corners, but it did really decent on the bridging. So, oh, and the other thing I didn't show is the top on these ones, which are pretty much equal as far as the finish on the top of these goes. So we're definitely going to put these two guys up front, and we're going to put these two guys in behind, and I would say that the Kingroon's a little further back, but price-wise, you can pretty much expect that this is the way it was going to go. You know, Kingroon being the least expensive of the printers, Flashforge being the most expensive of the printers, but keeping in mind that the Flashforge is an IDEX printer, and it is an enclosed IDEX printer. Then we have the Prusa, which is not an IDEX, but it is a Prusa. And then we have the Eryone, which is basically your Ender 3 clone, or an Ender 3 wannabe type printer. So yeah, so that's where I'd rate those guys. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for now. I need to get back to the basics and figure out what's going on with those CR-6SEs. I wanted to initially get that involved. Well, my initial reason for the stream tonight was going to be to put this here. Let me get rid of this window here. There we go. My initial stream was going to be to put the Kingroon here up side by side with the Prusa Mini. Same build volume as the Mini, same design as the Mini printer. And I know the Mini would have kicked ass, obviously, but I just wanted to see speed-wise and how they would compare to each other. So I think what I'm going to do is figure out what's going on with the CR-6SE, and then I'll pick a different model. The Cali Kitty was pretty cool. It was able to print in under 2 hours. Finished very fast on the Flashforge. So as far as printing speeds, Flashforge finished first, followed by the Eryone ER-20, followed by the Kingroon, and then tailing was the Prusa. But the Prusa was printing on quality mode, which slows it down for sure, but it ended up being the best quality print. So I'm going to get those CR-6SEs. I'm sure it's something I'm doing, and I think because I, rushed around because the Prusa Mini sort of failed me, I had to switch things up a little bit. So I think there's just something I'm missing on those 6SEs. I'll figure it out. And I'm going to get the Mini fixed. I'm going to get a hold of Prusa tomorrow. Their service is excellent. So if it needs a part, I'll have to wait a week or however long it takes me, or it could just be something, because I just did replace the hot end thermistor, which was the issue last time. So, and it was running fine all last week, and it just misbehaved today when I needed to use it. So I would like to do this again, put this side by side with the Mini, and then I'll also make sure that the CR-6SEs are working. And what I'll probably do is bring home one of my Ender 3 V2s, and we'll do another stream similar to this. We'll pick a little different model, something that can print in 2 hours or less, and we'll just throw those four printers into the mix, and the only common one will be the Kingroon, and we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, so bottom line is the Kingroon worth 179 US? I'd say yes, if you're just getting it for a little hobby printer for printing trinkets and stuff for your kids, or little repair parts, and you're not doing it for models that have a lot of details in it that you want to paint and show off, then yeah, I think it's going to be fine. Obviously, if you're looking for top-notch quality, multicolor top-notch quantity, a Flashforge type printer, although expensive, is going to give you really good results. Maybe next stream what I'll do is I'll do a 2-color model while I'm doing the other ones as well, and we'll put a 2-color model to the test as well. But for pure quality, I've said it before and I'll say it again, yeah, I'm a Prusa fanboy. I like the Prusa, and you're going to have a lot of people, the larger channels out there, that are going to say, well, yeah, you can tune any printer to print as well as the Prusa. And maybe you can, but for me, this just works without any tuning. This is working extremely well. So, and the Eryone ER-20, I've run some nice stuff on it. I've never given it that 45-degree angle overhang test, but if I'm running this for an actual job, I'll throw a support or two in there, no big deal. So that's sort of what I got from this. And I hope everybody got something out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. As I say, we're going to get the other printers working, and we'll do another stream. Maybe next week we'll do that other stream. We'll see what happens while I'm getting prepared to build the laser. I'll do my homework on the laser. Old Curmudgeon, thank you so much for those tips on the lasers, on the software, and I will look into that. And I'll take all the advice that everybody's given me, and we'll work on, see what we come up with next. But anyways, thank you very much. Happy New Year to everybody. This will probably be my last stream before the New Year. So Happy New Year. I wish everybody a safe Happy New Year's. Whatever you do this week, stay safe, stay healthy. And until next time, this is Tim with DeWitt 3D. Like my video and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And we'll catch you guys next week, okay? For now, have a great week, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.